Coming up, we're going to be talking about the first teaser trailer for Wonder Man. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Illuminati Takeover of the Sacred Rewatch, where we are rewatching every project in chronological order in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, leading up to the big one, the Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Each week, we go through the MCU in chronological order, so you don't have to. All right, I'm going to skip all the regular intro stuff. No ads. We're going to get straight to the point. Today, I'm joined by our resident philosopher, Brody. How are we doing?
Doing amazing. I'm excited for this trailer.
I feel like, sometimes we get on here, it takes a little bit of a second to get warmed up, but I feel very excited to watch this. I've been anticipating this for a while.
Same. Ever since that first Disney Plus thing came out, I've been so interested in what this show is and what it's about.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna do the trailer. You can give some quick feedback as it's playing, and then we'll have a full short breakdown after it's done playing. So let's get into it.
The entertainment world is stunned today when internationally celebrated and reclusive filmmaker Von Kovac sprung out of retirement to sign on for his first franchise film and remake of Wonder Man. Mr. Von Kovac, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I know your question is why one more...
Is this the same guy from Superman?
I think so.
Everyone is tired of superheroes. Why
Totally meta.
in the cinema? Wonder Man spoke to me on a deep level. There is
Getting Power Rangers vibes.
It's a remake. That's awesome.
only to reimagine a whole genre of storytelling.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's definitely the same guy from Superman.
Have you given any thought about casting?
Dude.
Talk about a teaser.
Dude, the amount
Wow.
of potential in this show, if they do this right, this could be one of my favorite Marvel projects.
Well,
I think.
and what I like about this show so far, obviously, that it wasn't even a minute. That was probably 45 seconds of content.
It was great, though.
And no, it was great. We've talked about this so many times, but there's almost like a meta conversation that they're having about the current MCU where, they recast characters where people feel like the comic books or the movies aren't directly reflecting the comics books just because of the actor's race, which I don't think is a big deal at all. But it's kind of interesting how, this has been a conversation going on probably since 2018 when Captain Marvel came around?
Just controversy, or are you talking about the people just getting kind of tired of Marvel stuff, or are you just talking?
No, just the controversy because, Captain Marvel was a man in the comics, right?
Yeah, I think that this is just a commentary on all superhero movies. You can go back to when they're first getting a new Superman, you know what I mean? Or even the first Batman movies when it was different than the campy Batman TV show. This is just hopefully a commentary about different iterations and why they keep making stuff, because you kind of just have to, not just to keep the franchise alive, but it keeps finding new fans, even if the old fans aren't the same fans as the new fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like I said at the beginning of the podcast, this was me and Brody's first time watching this. So, some of my immediate thoughts, like I said, pretty sure that's the same guy that played the guy in Superman, the leader of, forgot the name of the country.
It's not Bravia?
Baravia,
It's something.
yes.
It's something like that, because the Hammer of Bravia was the guy.
Yes. So I think that's the same guy. So, it's kind of interesting because that was the first time I've ever seen that actor in Superman. I could be wrong. I've never seen many movies in my life besides the MCU. Obviously, the actor for Wonder Man, I've heard great things about him. Some small snippets and interviews. I'm super excited about him being on it. I would say his name, but I would feel terrible if I butchered it. So I'm just going to wait till I get an official pronunciation. And then going into this too, we both know that Ben Kingsley is going to be in this. So that alone, I'm super stoked for.
Completely agree. I think I thought he was great in Shang-Chi as well. Like, I think he's just so funny, and why wouldn't you have another actor character in here? Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's a great idea.
Do you think Trevor Slattery, the role that Ben Kingsley is playing, do you think he's going to be more of a mentor role? Do you think he's going to be how he was in Shang-Chi and Iron Man 3, just more of like that funny comedic banter?
I think he'll definitely have those aspects, but they have a lot of different options. They could have him be like the old washed up actor that's like explaining like the psycho things. He's like, I was just acting, and then people thought I was gonna like kill Iron Man. You know what I mean? He can
Yeah.
explain how like the perspectives get switched and stuff, or maybe he's in the show. You know what I mean? They're trying to
Yeah.
have a real supervillain associated person in real life that was an actor. You know what I mean? In their new Wonder Man show. You know what I mean? So maybe that's the connection they're making, or they're doing that to spike up popularity in universe for their new show. But yeah, they have a lot of different directions to go with.
What other thoughts you want? I'm gonna bring up some other maybe frame by frames if you wanted to talk about it. There's not really much to dive into because we actually don't even see the true Wonder Man until the last 2 seconds.
Yeah, I do think, I will just say for the trailer as a whole, it was really good at getting the premise across. Because this show, people have been like, what is Wonder Man like actually about? This was like, even though it didn't star our main character that we're going to be having, it got the premise across, which is like probably the most important things for these trailers to be doing, at least these teaser trailers. Because with so many Star Wars shows, Marvel shows, stuff coming out on Disney Plus, it's hard to keep track of what's what the actual story is. So this was really great that it was story focused, and it was just giving.
I'm
like,
trying to read some of these
concept pitch.
side articles to see if there's any like Easter eggs in there.
I'm sure there is, like in She-Hulk and stuff. Remember they had the stuff from Eternals
the
was all
Wolverine.
on there, and then Miss Marvel had tons of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what would be on there.
Not really seeing all that much else.
An article by like Peter Parker at Daily Bugle. One could hope. One could hope.
So, we've only seen this once. Is this? I'm trying to understand the teaser a little bit more, at least the best that we can. So, is there basically saying that this was a revamped version of Wonder Man? I'm assuming that was in MCU.
So the director was saying that they had seen a Wonder Man show when they were growing up. Which I think is a great aspect because, like, with all these superhero films, people are like, "Oh, I was in the theater when that movie came out." So I think it's a really great aspect. And here, this is like my favorite part of the trailer because, like, I've been watching like Flash Gordon and stuff like that all day, like today. And this is totally like Flash Gordon or like all those 80s, 70s shows. So that's my favorite part. I really hope that gets like a good section of it.
Yeah, and I mentioned it as I was playing. I'm not sure how the volume will be, but like these shots right here, it's giving me Power Rangers vibes. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the desert and like the pops of color.
Completely. Power Rangers is the go-to for how shows are made like that, where it's just people just fighting for most of the episode. But like, I genuinely think most of the stuff we're seeing in this trailer is from episode 1.
You think?
This seems like the first episode of like, oh, they're making a show. And then it's probably going to end with the casting of that guy at the end. You know what I mean? Which I think is great. I love when we don't spoil the whole show in the trailer.
Yeah. I mean, they've done that with a lot of Disney Plus shows where, the trailer, the most that they show is up to like episode 3. And then oftentimes you get to episode 4 and they'll kind of release a second half trailer for like what's to come, because obviously our idea of what the show has completely changed since the show has started. So I do like that. And that's kind of Marvel's MO, is that we don't want to spoil it. And I do agree. I love when they misdirect us. I would love if this whole trailer didn't mean anything, right? They take us on a completely different spin. And all this banter that we're doing is pointless. So, but at least, keeps even the super hardcore fans invested.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing that with Disney Plus for a long time. It's like when the first Disney Plus show, The Mandalorian, came out. You know what I mean? Like, people, they didn't know about Grogu, Baby Yoda. So all the trailers, nothing of that. Nothing, you know what I mean? So they really try to, like, Blake White, and I really like how they waited to do a teaser trailer. Like, I
Yeah.
like that. I didn't know anything, and now I do know anything, and I want to know the answers, so when the show comes out sooner to me knowing all this stuff, I can, like, just jump straight into it. Than, like, something like Doomsday, where, like, we're getting all this information, but we have to wait and wait and wait till it, like, actually comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I love these short little, like, good press releases.
So yeah, and I'm reading. We watched this trailer off of IGN, so give full credit to who we're watching it on. But I'm reading the little description. Like you said, they said take a look at the casting teaser trailer for Wonder Man. So I do agree with you. I think none of this takes place episode 2 and beyond.
Yeah.
Some interesting things though. My original idea, I think this is what we've been told this whole time up until this trailer coming out, is that we were supposed to get this in December, and now this is January of 26. So not that much, because I think it was going to be like mid-December. So what, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Another crucial point though. This final sentence: the series was created by Destin Daniel Cretton. What are your thoughts on that?
Cretton.
He's
he's
the Shang-Chi director.
Oh,
and
yes,
he was originally slated to direct Avengers King Dynasty.
Yeah, and he was just on set with Tom Holland. I can say that person. I can't say any of the names unless you're watching the Marvel news stuff.
He's also Spider-Man 4. How could I forget that?
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, we just got photos of him talking with Tom Holland on set.
I mean, speculation, 100% speculation. Do you think because Destin Daniel Cretton, it says it's created, so I don't think he's the director. May have been an executive producer or the writer.
Or the showrunner.
But do you think this means that Wonder Man's going to have huge MCU implications? Maybe not just for Doomsday and Secret Wars, but maybe after the fact?
Like, it would make sense with when the show filmed. Like I said, I think the show started filming like 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was just them prepping for Kang Dynasty. So I don't know, because then they'd also be counting on people watching, like the general audience watching the show before.
Mm-hmm.
So he could be involved, but it's like Infinity War when that was coming out. Like, we really don't know how they're going to plan all the scope of all this. There's just so many characters where I could see them taking a gap, and then Secret Wars, Wonder Man could show up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're at that point, we might have a season 2.
Yeah. They're really, I mean, I do really like that they're going in on Daniel Destin Cretton, because even the little amount that we've seen from him from Shang-Chi, and it obviously seems like Kevin Feige's got a lot of trust in him, especially if he was originally slated to do King Dynasty. Obviously, him not directing that movie anymore really is not his fault at all.
No.
But it is interesting. It is interesting for sure. I mean, so you mentioned, previous Disney Plus shows, and I get worried a little bit. The main character is a person of color, and I hope they don't go down the same track that they've been by just releasing it all at once. Give us a week-by-week release, please.
Completely agree. Completely agree. Drag it out, because make the all next year Marvel.
Echo did that. I was extremely displeased with that. They did that with Eyes of Wakanda. So obviously 2 people of color, main protagonists. Am I missing any other ones that have done just one drop all at once that were people of color?
No, I think Ironheart did a 2-episode drop.
Oh, Ironheart. Yeah, Ironheart had I think it was 3 and 3, right?
Was it? I thought it was a 2-episode premiere.
No, I think it was 3 episodes and then 3 episodes.
Yeah, because that was only 6-episode show too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's another example right there.
Yeah, I think Eyes of Wakanda was probably just because it was I think What If dropped all at the same time as well. But for the live action shows, I do prefer the weekly release by far.
100%. And, whatever their public reasoning is, maybe they don't have full faith in whatever the project is, but it does seem a little odd that the 3 projects that they've decided to drop all at once were, mainly people of color, and they were the protagonist, right?
Yeah.
So keeping my fingers crossed that we get a week by week so that we can have,
Right.
our weekly discussions. We can have our red string theories. Maybe Mephisto comes back. Who knows?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's just way more fun to have like weeks and weeks of engagement because we're just in a time where we move on from projects and we're kind of done with them. You know what I mean? With how many Disney Plus shows come out. Like, people vividly remember when WandaVision came out because there was so much discourse and conversation online of what was going to happen next episode. What did this mean in this episode? You know what I mean? And I think really since then, we've lost a lot of that online discussion and like community involvement. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we get weekly releases and that kind of builds the conversation online.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if they do a weekly drop, or even if they drop it all at once, me and Brody, maybe Wyatt will be here. We're gonna talk. I'm sure they're gonna release another true trailer, maybe in a month or so. I've got to assume that's gonna happen. So we'll be back here. Do you have any more thoughts before we wrap this short episode up?
I'm just so excited. This is such a original concept. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think they just have so much potential. Like, if they just play it right with the parody of themselves, you know what I mean? This is a really good opportunity to say, like, we know kind of where we're at with superhero films. Like, we understand what you guys are saying. We know that. So let's have a conversation about it before we get into Doomsday and stuff. It feels like it's got a lot of weight of being self-aware and them kind of taking a little bit of responsibility for where things are at now.
Yeah. And I think it's in good hands. I think it's going to do well. But yeah, I just excited for more projects because we're about to go into a really, really long dry spell. Especially, you talked about it and one of your previous videos, Month in Marvel. Did I get the name correct?
Yes, this month of Marvel.
Perfect.
That's it.
Go check out the September edition. Brody talks all about Spider-Man 4. I am curious. Obviously, thankfully Tom Holland is not seriously injured, but
he's back on set. He's doing good.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you're our on-site reporter for that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Illuminati Takeover of the Sacred Rewatch. Like I said, we're going through the whole chronological timeline. We're doing all the dirty work. We're about to go record soon Luke Cage season 2. We've got Iron Fist season 2 coming up. There's some tough watches. So if you don't want to watch that, you want to get caught up all the way, just come and listen to us, right? We're not going to do a crazy breakdown of, everything that happened in the show. But you get to hear some fun conversations with us.
Because you got to find out what it's all about. What if Iron Fist shows up in Wonder Man with Luke Cage? And
I don't know about that.
But what if it happens?
What if?
What if it happens? Marvel, what if it had happened? You know what I mean? And then you didn't know what was going on because you didn't listen to us talk for a little bit about these characters.
Hey, I mean, when you really break it down, it's like less than 10% of the actual watch time you would have to watch. So just come on here. And if Iron Fist or Luke Cage showed up in Wonder Man, you can come here, give us a thank you, and we'll try to reciprocate our thankfulness for tuning in.
Yes. I hope Wonder Man's amazing because then we can just go back and be like, we knew it. We didn't jump on the bandwagon. We thought the show was
going to be
good.
You said it right here. A baseless claim that Iron Fist is going to show up in Wonder Man.
Right?
But we hope you enjoyed diving back into the timeline with us. New recap episodes are coming out every week leading up to Avengers Doomsday. Wherever you are in the multiverse, thanks for making the Sacred Rewatch part of your journey. For all time, always. See you guys.